We're on.
Hi there, YouTube.
What's up, everyone? And
welcome to our first live stream.
Welcome, everyone.
This list sucks, this list sucks, this list really sucks. Come next year, you need not fear, this list will still be here. Hey, this list sucks, this list sucks, this list really sucks. Come next year, one thing's clear, is this list still will suck.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Hot damn.
I'm JB.
I'm Mike. Hey, listen, everybody, props to JB, right? Surprisingly, and I had been secretly hoping that maybe we could get different riffs on the lead in and stuff, and we've gotten some feedback from wonderful listeners that that they really like the theme song and that they get it stuck in their head. And so JB surprises me tonight because we're doing just a bonus episode, right? We're taking a break from the list, which we normally do.
Yes, our first bonus episode.
Yeah, first bonus episode. And so tonight we're going to be talking about Christmas music, and lo and behold,
surprise.
I
thought it'd be super fun.
Amazing Christmas jingle.
And it was a good time. It was a lovely afternoon, well spent.
We're setting a dangerous precedent, though, with you. Now it's going to be
every holiday.
Yeah, like if we do a special 4th of July episode or some shit like that, it's going to be some Francis Scott Key version of.
Right. Well, we're doing New Year's next week's episode, so I'm already feeling the pressure to
just somehow work our jingle into Auld Lang Syne or something.
Yeah. This list, it sucks. It really sucks.
Yes. And listen, not just Christmas, which is obviously right around the corner and going to be the topic of tonight's show, but shout out, JB's birthday is only a couple hours away. So everybody go on onto Facebook and wish JB a happy birthday tomorrow. Christmas Eve, baby.
That's right. And
what are your feelings about being a Christmas Eve baby?
Oh, you know what? It's great. Everyone always was like, oh, it sucks. You only get presents once a year, but it's like a massive dump of presents. So it's just top loaded, just down the hatch, No, it's honestly, it's fun. It's like a multiplier for the holiday season. Yeah. But this is honestly one of the best ways I could spend my birthday is doing a This List Sucks episode. So I'm stoked about it.
Yeah, I'm stoked about it too. Yeah. We're recording this before Christmas because it would be kind of silly to release a podcast about Christmas music after Christmas.
Yeah, we thought about doing it Christmas night, and it would be fun to do it kind of after all the families have gone to bed and do a late night Christmas night episode. But what's the point of you guys would hear that the day after Christmas?
Yeah.
At which point, a lot of you would be promptly done with Christmas music. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, everybody is probably close to reaching their breaking point on Christmas
considering
music anyway.
I feel like it started after 4th of July this year.
It was certainly a weird, I don't know. The Nightmare Before Christmas felt more apropos this year than anything else because it literally felt like Halloween got completely bypassed because of COVID and whatnot.
Literally, people around Halloween in my neighborhood were putting Christmas lights up.
Well, and to be fair, in our house, we almost never put up Christmas lights before Thanksgiving. And it's because
that's my rule too.
Yeah, I'm a hardcore Turkey Day purist, right?
That's a real holiday. You can't snub it by celebrating Christmas before Thanksgiving. That was always my tradition growing up too. I mean, the day after Christmas, we would go get our Christmas tree and stuff. What were you going to say?
Same thing, right? Yeah. The day after Christmas, or the day after Thanksgiving is when you finally bust out all the Christmas stuff and get ready for it proper. Yeah. But this year was different. COVID has fucked up this year so bad.
Yeah.
That even I gave. And so when my youngest daughter and when my wife wanted to start decorating for Christmas, even before Thanksgiving, I was
gave in.
I was like, fuck it. Because it was just.
I mean, if it'll make you feel better, this year sucks enough.
Yeah.
You deserve it.
Yeah. Let's do Christmas longer. And there's a part of me that, because I hate kind of tearing down all of these decorations that I have up in my house. And that's just a laziness factor. But there is a part of me that because COVID is not just going to fucking end after Christmas, I don't know that
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm gonna rush to tear down Christmas trees
Just
this
leave them
year.
up till next year. Last year, I made a huge mistake and waited like 3 or 4 days too long. And my Christmas tree, I mean, despite watering, it dried out, and
Yeah.
it was a nightmare getting it out of here. So I'm gonna like basically like 8 p.m. Christmas night. I'm like going to the curb. Because I mean, we had to.
When it
we spent
turned
like
into-
2 hours vacuuming.
So so that's what I was gonna ask. I'm assuming there's just needles fucking everywhere.
Yeah,
Just-
shop vac. I mean, it was literally not making that up.
brutal.
Yes.
Brutal.
Yes, it was. So
Um,
not happening this year.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. The bummer about not doing it on Friday is we don't have any new music, and I don't even know how much new music is going to be out.
Yeah,
on
it
this
seems like
Friday?
maybe not an ideal week to.
To release a bunch of stuff.
We'll see. You know,
With that being said, though, what I will say about Christmas Day releases, one of the greatest Christmas presents of all time. I think it was like 3 years ago or maybe 4 years ago, Run the Jewels, when they released Run the Jewels 3.
was it on Christmas?
It was, so they had originally scheduled the release date for after Christmas, but I woke up really early on Christmas morning because the kids were up early, and I checked my email, and I had an email from Run the Jewels, and they were like, "Merry Christmas, bitches.
Yeah.
It's out." And I was
Nice.
like, "What?" And then so I raced out and I downloaded it and I listened to it at like 5:00 on Christmas morning before everybody
Okay,
else
that's
woke
awesome.
up.
Yeah. Not exactly music, but music related. There's like a Pixar movie coming out on Christmas Day that I'm kind of excited about. It's called
Ooh.
Soul. Have you read about this?
Dude, I want to say I've seen a trailer for it, but refresh my memory.
Well, it's about I'm looking up the synopsis here, and it's like a Pixar movie, but it's featuring Jamie Foxx, and it's about a jazz musician. So it's like about a middle school band teacher. I'll read the
Nice.
description. Joe is a middle school band teacher whose life hasn't quite gone the way he expected. His true passion is jazz, and he's good. But when he travels to another realm, well, to help someone find their passion, he soon discovers what it means to have soul. So I'm actually going to probably watch that. Oh my God. So I just literally realized music composed by Trent Reznor.
Stop.
No, I'm serious. And also John Baptiste and Atticus Ross.
Atticus Ross has worked with Trent Reznor on a couple of different soundtracks now. at
That's
this point.
interesting.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to watch that. I mean, I know it's a Pixar movie, but I'm going to check it out.
Listen, if you don't like Pixar,
They do well. Yeah.
if you don't like Pixar, I don't even know what to tell you. And part of that's because I got 4 kids.
Yeah.
Like all of them grew up with Pixar. I grew up with my kids watching Pixar, and
I mean, I grew up with Toy Story. That's
Pixar
about
does it the
all-
best.
Yeah.
Pixar does it the best because at least half of that movie is for the parents. The other half of it is for the kiddos. And for the most part, the balance is just really money.
Yeah. They love putting in like the little innuendos and stuff that only the parents are.
That
gonna
only the
get.
parents
Yeah.
get. Yeah. The wink and the nod to mom and dad.
Yes.
So if I remember correctly, when I saw that trailer for Soul, it kind of reminded me a little bit of Inside Out. Did you ever
Didn't watch
Inside
that one.
Out?
That's the one about like the emotions.
Dude, watch it.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
it's a banger.
I feel bad. I mean, I know we're talking about Pixar. I haven't really stayed current with Pixar. I haven't watched a lot of them.
Your 20s, you broke up with Pixar.
Yeah.
Probably
Well, I mean, not
from like
intentionally.
12.
I'm not against it. I don't know. I feel like there's a bunch that have come out that I haven't. Like I'm seeing like the people also search for on Google, and I don't know any of these. I did see Coco because I like the music
Coco's
related
wonderful.
ones because I'm a musician. So
Yeah.
I did like the Coco one, but I didn't even see Up. I didn't even see Inside Out. I didn't see any of those at all.
You should watch them.
Yeah, maybe sometime. But I'm gonna watch Soul for sure. You know, maybe
is
I'm
that
gonna watch it on Christmas.
So is that streaming on Christmas Day? Is that the way that they're doing
Yeah,
that?
Disney Plus,
Nice.
which
So-
is not sponsoring us yet. But if anyone from their team is listening,
Yeah.
probably should throw us at least a couple dimes or something.
I know at this point, like Pixar, I'm not going to say you owe us anything, Pixar, but you kind of owe us.
Wouldn't that be fucking crazy if Pixar was our first sponsor? Like of all the people,
They're like, those boys, they use a lot of profanity, but they
Yeah.
really appear to enjoy our films.
every other
So-
word is fuck. But yeah, good marketing for Pixar.
good. Thank you, Pixar. So we're not going to do Pixar on Christmas Day.
No,
I mean, I might, but I'm way more intrigued about Wonder Woman 84
that comes out on Christmas Day.
streaming on HBO Max.
Holy shit! Yeah, fuck Pixar. I'm just kidding.
Dude, she has the invisible rope. She has like the fucking lasso, like the truth lasso this time.
Yeah,
I think she's got the invisible jet this time.
that first one was pretty good.
And it's still Gal
And
Gadot.
most of the DC movies are just I don't know, not good in my opinion. I
Yeah,
think
they're
some
not.
of them are good, like Batman versus Superman.
That was really bad.
Bad. I couldn't even finish it.
That was really bad. And for the longest time, I wanted to hate Henry Cavill because I thought that Henry Cavill was just fucking up Superman.
I think he's okay.
Actually, I think he's really good because I watched The Witcher now on
Oh, yeah.
Netflix.
I
And
love that.
fucking like he's top notch in Witcher.
Yeah.
Like really, really top notch.
Badass. I mean that.
Yeah.
I love how just adult that is. Like you start that off and like you don't know what to expect. Maybe it's gonna be kind of PG-13ish, and they're just like right off the bat he like murders like 10 people in a town, and it's just like in the most violent ways they could even conceive. You
Yes.
know?
Yeah, absolutely. And it clearly wrecks any like worries that you may have had about this not being an adult series.
Yes, I'm excited for the next season of that.
It'll be good.
We should probably do like some movies on this show. I think actually our friend Lee Stamper said something about that.
Did he?
Didn't he? He said
Did he have-
suggested. We don't have to like pause for this, but I'm gonna pull up his email and see what he. Yeah, we should probably do some kind of some movie list. I mean, there's plenty out there to choose from.
There's a ton. Yeah. And I love movies. We can absolutely get to that. There's so much. There's so much to do. So much.
Oh
to
yeah,
do.
here I found it. He says Lee Stamper of onlylee.com said you guys absolutely have to find a ranking of the best movies of 2020 and do episodes on that.
Yeah. And
So,
he wants
yeah.
us to try and time it around the Oscars. And maybe we can do that, but it's going to have, I mean, well, probably like 5.
When are
right?
the Oscars?
Maybe that's what we do. Maybe what we do is we wait for the nominees for Best Picture to come out.
And we do
try-
those.
There you go.
Interesting.
Bam.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that because obviously we're total music nerds, and so this is going to be a heavily music based
Yeah.
podcast, but not entirely. And I was, movies are doable. Like I've been thinking
Very
about
much
different
so.
kinds of lists. Like books would be kind of hard just because that's a lot. I mean, we'd have to like plan for it
There
in
would-
advance.
There would only
you know?
have to be like 3 weeks between every episode.
Yeah. You guys
We'll be like,
you guys would
listen,
forget
guys,
about us.
we read one book.
Yeah, I managed to read one fucking book, and it was a novella.
I read a short story.
I read like a Dr. Seuss story. Yeah.
Classic.
Well, anyways, for those who are not aware, today we will be doing Spotify's list of the top 25 Christmas songs of all time.
Yes.
This is our first bonus episode.
Mhm.
More to come, but this is the first one. We
Yep.
finished our first 10 episodes on the big list, which is the Rolling Stones 500 greatest albums of all time. We'll be returning to that episode 12, January 8th, when we're going to have our first guest for that as well. So
Yeah.
that'll be exciting.
Yeah, and good albums on that list too.
Yes.
And well, actually, I'm gonna save that for something else. So yeah, so this week we're doing, and again, according to Spotify, they're calling these the top 25 Christmas songs of all time. The only thing that I can piece together from that, in terms of why they're calling these the top 25 Christmas songs of all time, is this has to be by most plays.
Yeah,
right
they're the most streamed, which
across
would
their user base.
which would theoretically, I mean, Spotify is the largest music streaming service out there, right?
Yeah.
By
I mean-
far, I would think.
Yeah, I guess I've never looked at like Apple Music subscribers versus Spotify Music subscribers versus Pandora, but I got to imagine that Spotify.
I think they all pale in comparison. I would
I would
say.
have to
I bet
agree.
like Apple Music is maybe like 10% of Spotify subscribers.
Yeah, that could be true. That could be very true.
I actually just switched to Spotify personally. I
Did
was
you?
on YouTube Music. I was on Google Play, and then it just switched to YouTube Music, and now I'm on Spotify. It's cool so far. The thing I like is like they have a lot of preloaded playlists already. Because I mean, just the simple amount of users, like for this, I didn't even have to make a playlist. I just like searched on Spotify top 25, and someone had already made a playlist of this.
It's awesome
Yeah.
because I had to recreate the wheel because I'm on Apple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But really,
I
they're
don't
all the
hate it.
same. Really, they're all
Yeah.
the same. I liked YouTube Music just fine. I was on a family plan, and
Yeah.
my administrator switched it over. who actually will be our guest on for episode 12. So, but yeah, so I'm on Spotify now, and so yeah, these are the top 25 most streamed. So theoretically, these would be like the most popular Christmas songs of all time. So,
so we'll work backwards down the list.
Yes,
just like what we're doing with the 500 greatest of all time. We're gonna start at the top, work our way back. Obviously, these are just individual songs, so just nothing. Just 30 minutes of hot take. That's all this is gonna be. Just
30 minutes per song, hot take. No,
we should be done by Christmas.
Yes, hopefully
we should be done by Christmas.
But yeah, this will be a little shorter and sweeter, but it's just fun. We're just having fun with this. You know, it is what it is. It's some of these songs. I mean, we'll get into it, but
let's do it. Listen, kick this thing off. Number 25. The number 25 most played Christmas song of all time on Spotify is "Sleigh Ride" by the Ronettes. And basically what you can say is this classic snow tune debuted as an orchestral tune in 1949, then had lyrics added in 1950, but it was the Ronettes who made it a big hit. Starting in 1963, it regularly tops the charts in the top 10 and was the group's second highest chart hit after "Be My Baby." We've heard this song before.
Yes. Because it was on the fucking because I was pissed off because I think I said that I was listening to Christmas music before Thanksgiving.
That's right.
Blindsided by it too. Yeah, bad times.
I actually really like this song.
I like the song a lot, but holy fucking wall of sound, right?
Yeah.
Dude, it's intolerable. And I wasn't super aware of the wall of sound like before we did this podcast.
But now
and then it was pointed out to me and it just ruins shit. You know, I'm just listening to this and I'm just thinking, fuck Phil Spector the whole time.
Yes. I mean, and I kind of did the same thing. I literally, my notes on this is bringing up the rear is good old Phil Spector,
motherfucker. Yeah, but the song is great and they did a good job with it. Like the Ronettes did a good job here. I assume that's like Veronica Spector doing the lead, and she's good. I love her voice.
I love her voice too.
There were like 4 fucking key changes in this song.
I know,
and so we're gonna talk about that as we go. But there's like I kind of realized, did a little analysis. There's like a formula to Christmas songs, and we're gonna talk about it as we go. And and they're all a little different, but they all. What I'm talking about is instrumentation and format and just key changes galore. They love key modulations. And they're always like half step, which by that for the non-music nerds means they're just like taking it from one key and shifting it up a little bit. So it just gets a little bit higher at a time, one at a time. And this particular song, I think, had the most key changes on this list. I think it changed keys 4 times.
There was at least 3, and I think that they're all like half steps up, exactly like what you're describing. And there could be 4, right? So you get 2 whole steps.
Should we read the description as Today Show describes it, like we do with the regular, or should we skip that? What do you think?
That's what I just did.
Did you? Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Damn it! I was the test. You passed.
I know it was.
Yeah,
I know it was.
But yeah, I'm for it being on the list of the top 25.
I think this song has to be on the list.
Yeah,
it absolutely has to be on the list, and I wouldn't mind seeing it higher.
Yeah,
and I wouldn't mind seeing it higher, like kind of leading into the next song that we'll talk about. So,
and I think we'll talk about this at the end, but there's like some seriously notable snubs on this.
Huge snubs.
So we'll talk about that at the end.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 24 is Michael Bublé's "Santa Claus is Coming to Town." Michael Bublé's first entry on this list. We'll get further into that. Though the song reaches back to 1934 and has been covered by everyone from Bing Crosby to Frank Sinatra and Bruce Springsteen, this version from 2011 pumps up the big band and jazzy flair. So
this is absolutely it's our modern day Frank Sinatra, right? That's what Michael Bublé is.
Literally. And I wrote almost the same thing, just because there's a couple other, if I didn't make that clear. there's 3 Michael Bublé tunes on this list.
Yes.
And he's like, I think I wrote down, it sounds like Michael Bublé was made in a laboratory for Christmas songs. Just for some reason his voice has this perfect tonality.
Yeah.
For it.
And his voice fits so well with that big band.
Yeah. And so that's another thing is like the big band Christmas song is my favorite type of Christmas song.
Yes.
I'm just a straight up sucker for big band horns, the
Yep.
swingy jazz tunes of like the 30s, you know. And
I also like the rock hop type. Makes sense.
yeah, are there
The
some on
sock
this list?
hop, let's call it sock hop rock Christmas songs. Because there's a bunch of them. Well, there's at least 2 or 3 of them that appear on this list. And I love those 2.
Okay.
Because it's like really nascent early rock and roll when rock and roll was still just kind of cute and sweet.
Okay.
And so to me, it works beautifully with Christmas because Christmas is just kind of cute and sweet.
Yeah.
But if I don't get the sock hop rock version of Christmas tunes, I want the lounge act.
You want yeah. And I love that. That for me, that's what really does it for me.
Yeah.
It just makes it feel, it feels grand.
Yep.
But that being said, I mean, I wouldn't mind Bing Crosby's version being on this list. I'm a like Bing Crosby fanboy when it comes to Christmas music. That's really about it. I don't really know any other Bing Crosby songs, but when it comes to Christmas music, I'm all for Bing Crosby. And if it was me, I would have just made a list of the top 25, and like the top 12 or whatever would be just Bing Crosby's Christmas record.
Bing Crosby's White Christmas album would probably be the top of the list to me. Although I have another snub that I don't want to bring up until we're ready to talk snubs after we've gone through the whole list, that I also, every time I hear it, I think about Christmas. And it is not a traditional Christmas song at all. But whenever I say it, I think it'll be like,
so it like feels like a Christmas song.
Oh, it's a Christmas song, but it's not a Christmas song.
Okay. In the same way that maybe you won't agree with me at all, but for some reason, it's not just me. A lot of people I've talked to think of The Wizard of Oz as a Christmas movie, even though it's really not at all. But for some reason, people watch it around Christmas. It's on TV a lot around Christmas.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I don't ever think about The Wizard of Oz as a Christmas
It's really
movie.
not, but for some reason, it gets thrown in that category sometimes. Not by all people. But.
That's wild. I mean, that's very wild.
But I'm not against this one. I like Michael Bublé. I like his voice a lot. And
it works.
Like I said, I love the big band. So, and obviously Santa Claus is Coming to Town needs to be on the list of the top 25.
Yeah. But I'm also with you. I would probably take Bing over Michael Bublé.
Or Sinatra.
If there's going to be one artist that has multiple entries on this, Bublé is the only person that appears on this list. If I'm going to do that with somebody, I'd rather do it with Bing Crosby.
Or Sinatra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, Sinatra's wonderful. And Michael Bublé it's kind of like Sinatra anyway.
It's like a rehashing.
Yeah. Yeah.
He does it well. He's super talented.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to belittle his,
No, I'm not either.
I'm a fan of Michael Bublé, I would say.
Yeah. And he works for Christmas. But I'm curious what you think about the next one. Number 23, Shakin' Stevens, the song Merry Christmas, Everyone. Like Rhea, I think it's Rhea, above, Michael Barrett, a.k.a. Shakin' Stevens, is better known across the pond than in the U.S., but that hasn't kept fans from keeping the veteran singer 1985 holiday pin in the charts. It was initially to be released in 1984, but Stevens' record label didn't want to compete with Band-Aid's charity single.
Which is coming up. Yeah.
Did you really know this guy?
No. And I think it's because it's a British, right?
Yeah.
But so it's not really very popular stateside.
No.
Which is where we're at, if that's not clear by our accents. But I wasn't familiar. I don't
Yes, it has that incredibly thick 80s sound to it, but not the nostalgic I love this.
Or like
Yeah.
Like reverby delay on the vocals, but like it's like I don't want to say it like, because not all 80s stuff is like this, and obviously they started doing this kind of stuff earlier than the 80s, but it seems like a lot of stuff in the 80s is like, ooh, we have all this new technology, we're going to use it, and like I don't really know how to use it yet.
No. And for me it's the drums, right? Like I listened to a podcast or a show at one point in time, and they were talking about like the way that they started recording drum tracks in the 1980s, and it was like a very specific kind of reverb that they were putting on all the drums in the 1980s. No, it's super distinctive, and you can absolutely tell when a drum track was recorded in the 80s. And I'm with you. I'm not the biggest fan of it, and you kind of get it in this.
It kind of reminds me of, but I'm going to contradict myself because I actually like this song a lot. But it kind of reminds me of like Owner of a Lonely Heart.
Yes. And that's that very kind of stereotypical drum track sound.
But I
from
do
the
like that
80s.
song. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like that song too.
Not to get off topic, but
No, but I'm probably not going to keep this on my list.
yeah, I'm not gonna probably do it either. But I wonder if we were, born in England, if we would say a different thing. But
I
also
agree.
okay, so I wrote down Christmas song. It wouldn't be a Christmas song without a key modulation, because there was another one of those in this song. And we have another aspect of the formula here, which is a saxophone solo. This is a heavy Christmas thing. They got to have a saxophone solo, or it's not a fucking Christmas song.
I agree.
But yeah, it's not probably gonna. I wouldn't put it on my list either if I was gonna write a list. So, moving on.
Yeah.
Okay, number
Do it.
22 is Burl Ives, A Holly Jolly Christmas. And the description on this is simply, Ives wasn't the first to record that song. That honor went to the Quinto sisters in 1964. That's all they had to say about this
I
one.
know. That's like some of these. Listen, we did not write copy on these descriptions. Okay,
No.
This was not ours, and some of these descriptions are. I mean,
Poor.
yeah, some of these are very Encyclopedia Britannica,
Yeah.
but it's not even the whole entry on Encyclopedia Britannica. It's just the one sentence.
Yeah.
Not the thesis, but just one of the sentences.
It's almost like when they were posting this to, like, someone accidentally deleted part of the, and they were like, no.
they're like, fuck it. Let's just publish it. Who cares?
What a name, though. This guy's name is Burl Ives.
Dude, and
That's a
listen,
hell of a name.
Burl Ives, I would argue once we get to the snubs, Burl Ives could have had multiple entries on this list and possibly should have had multiple entries on this list.
His voice sounds so familiar, but I can't name off the top of my head what other Christmas tunes he did.
And when I tell you like his other probably most famous one in my mind, you're going to be like, oh, fuck.
Okay.
But I don't want to
Well, I'm
tell
excited to hear that. But
Yeah.
I did like that it was kind of like country bluegrassy,
Yes.
and
He had like that deep baritone that he's got to his voice. Like
a
he's got
holly jolly
yeah,
Christmas.
it's kind of a good rough and tumble voice, and it works for me. I love it.
It
It's
has
very
12
nostalgic.
Yeah, no, that's It had a 12-string guitar, which was really cool. I like that a lot. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't notice
Very
that.
like twangy, resonance guitar. It's 12-string, pretty sure.
Yeah.
98.7% sure, not 100.
Yeah. I love this song though. I'm definitely keeping it.
Yeah, I'm all for this one for sure.
Like super nostalgic. Love it. Love it
Yeah.
a lot.
And speaking of songs we would keep, here's one I wouldn't.
Number 21, Coldplay. The name of the song, Christmas Lights. While still writing the song in December 2008, singer Chris Martin played part of it during a 60 Minutes interview. The tune was released officially through the band's website in 2010. A 10th anniversary version of this tune is expected to be out on December 4th, which means it's probably out right now. If you're looking for a 10th anniversary of this song, I am not looking for a 10th anniversary of this song.
Yeah, I'm like, going the other way from that.
Now, did you notice kind of a crazy time change that took place in the song?
So that was one thing that I kind of liked, is like halfway through they just changed the key or not the key signature,
The time signature. I mean,
in
just
the feel. It went from like a straight to a swing kind of thing.
yeah.
And that was kind of cool, but it just felt like a Coldplay song to me, and it was kind of depressing. Like, it was at the end, it was uplifting, but at the beginning, it was depressing.
It was.
It's like, I don't want to hear fucking depressing. Like, people, we have enough to be depressed about this year, and I know this list is not related to just this year in general, but like, I don't want to hear fucking whiny, depressing Coldplay lyrics at Christmas.
It made me, I'm kind of with you, and to me, I'm much more into the upbeat and happy Christmas songs. I don't want to hear some sad ass shit, and that's what this kind of made me think about. But I did love, and I don't think that the guitar and bass did anything different. Like when it feels like they go into a new time signature, which I think I'm with you. I don't think it's a new time signature at all, because I think the bass and the guitar are actually playing the same thing. It's just the drums that starts to accent.
It could just be a
different.
feel change. I don't remember, to tell you the truth, but I wrote down that there was a difference in feel, and maybe even I wrote down time signature, but it might not be.
Yeah. Well, and I wrote down time signature too, because that's what it felt like. But I did listen. It made what was otherwise a not very interesting song more interesting.
It made my ears perk up, if nothing else.
Yeah. But otherwise, I'm gonna give this one a hard boot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like Coldplay that much to begin with. There's like a couple songs I like, But I like the song "Fix You." That's a nice song. Do you know that one?
Yeah, I do. Parachute's a really good album. I can get down with Parachute, and Yellow is a fantastic song, and I can even get down with A Rush of Blood to the Head, which I believe was their second album.
Yeah.
There's some really good tracks on that album too, but it's a mood thing, right? Like you kind of got to be in the right. I have to be in the right mood to listen and appreciate Coldplay.
Yeah, definitely.
But I'm there sometimes.
I don't hate them.
No,
Just not my favorite.
What do you think about the next one?
Next one. Wait, did I skip one? Yeah, I did. I was looking at the wrong one. Number 20, Kelly Clarkson, Underneath the Tree. Another encyclopedic description.
You keep getting all the good descriptions.
Written and performed by American Idol winner Clarkson. Tree, in quotes, appeared on her first Christmas album, Wrapped in Red, from 2013. That's enthralling information. I'm sure you guys were all wondering when this came out. It was 2013. Let's write that down.
You probably also wondered, do they abbreviate the title at all?
Yeah, because
or do they always call it Underneath
Sometimes
the Tree?
they just call it Tree. Yeah. In quotes.
What do you think about this?
Well, this one's it's actually kind of fun. It's like super fast paced. It's kind of a banger. I've taught this a couple times to students, so that might
Have
be
you
like
really?
coloring my especially like young girl students love learning this Kelly Clarkson stuff, and especially like around Christmas.
Wow, that's actually, but you know what? Listen, that's a testament to Spotify not being completely fucking off their rocker. I'd never heard this song before.
Yeah, no, it's pretty popular.
Is it?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
But it's kind of a little bit on the jazzy side, which I kind of like.
Mhm.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. Like, is it in my favorite list of Christmas songs? No, but that's because I have a specific type of Christmas songs that I
Wait to get your take on the next one then. Like that's endlessly fascinating to me to see what you say about the next one. For me, this felt like Kelly Clarkson trying to recreate Mariah Carey.
and
This
that's
is what
how
it
I
felt
felt
like.
about that's how I felt about a later entry on this list, which I won't reveal right now.
Okay. All right.
But
interesting.
it had more of the formula. There was a sax solo and there were bells. That's where the bells start.
Yes.
So you got to have these bells. And I'm not even talking about sleigh bells, because sleigh bells are another thing. All these songs have sleigh bells. That's just a
Yes.
fucking given.
Sleigh bells are a staple.
That's all you have to do to make a song a Christmas song is add a sleigh bell track.
I think it's. Oh wait, those are bells. I'm sorry, those are bells. Or is that a xylophone? Is that what?
It was actually a piano, but it was simulating bells. Yeah, it
Okay.
was
okay.
a keyboard. But
My bad. Not those
no,
types of
that's
bells.
kind
by
of
the
what
way.
I'm talking more about, like sleigh bells. Yeah, we don't have them, but we do have. That's not. That's what I was going for. Yeah. But yeah, the bells but it has like the bells like that you hit with the hammer. You know what I'm talking about? Like the stand up bells. I don't know.
Chimes.
Chimes. Yeah. And so in the sax solo. So it works. It's a Christmas song because it has those things.
Yeah. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it on a list. Like I want it buried here though.
Yeah, I think
want it
like
buried
I
kinda
think
deep.
move it a little bit lower.
Yeah.
I think knock off Merry Christmas Everyone, Shakin' Stevens,
Yes.
and definitely knock off Coldplay. And we can put this one on there. I'm not opposed.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Kelly
too.
Clarkson's a good singer.
I'm with you. But I do want your take on this. 19. Elvis Presley, Blue Christmas. Several artists recorded the song by Billy Hayes and J.W. Johnson from 1948 to 1956, but it was Elvis Presley's crooning that turned it into a classic in 1957. Where do you fall on this?
So here's what I'll say. I'll say when I was talking about my favorite Christmas songs and the feel of those, this would not be one of those. But I don't hate it. Actually, what do you think about the backing vocals, like the? Did you like that or did you hate it? Because like one of our listeners, actually Linda, shout out to Linda.
Shout out. Linda.
She loves this song, but she does not like that vocals, and I actually kind of like those. Those kind of revive it a little bit for me.
No.
You hate the backing vocals specifically?
I mean, I don't hate the backing vocals specifically. I kind of hate this whole song specifically.
Yeah, it's just not like
It's not very Christmassy.
It just
Right.
it just feels like a blues tune, like a blues or not a blues tune, like country, like a country blues tune. You know,
It's just is it a bummer, right? This is kind of a bummer Christmas song
it's kind of a depressing one. I don't
because
hate
he's
it.
talking about a blue Christmas, right?
Yeah. Well, I would have a blue Christmas without you,
without you.
but he has her. I assume. I assume it's a her. I don't know. 2020. Not judging, but
She's a unicorn.
yeah, she could be whatever. But yeah. I kind of liked the slow like ambling feel of it. You know, like doom, doom, doom.
It doesn't put me in a Christmas mood though.
It doesn't feel super Christmassy, like you said. It doesn't. There's no sax solo. There's no bells.
There's no sax solo.
There's no key change.
There's no key change.
Yeah.
Like it's the whole thing.
So how can it even be a Christmas song?
I would probably keep it.
Well, I mean, I definitely keep it above like Coldplay for me,
Yeah,
and above Shakin' Stevens.
I would keep it above Coldplay and Shakin' Stevens too.
and probably even above Kelly Clarkson. Probably would.
No, I like Kelly more.
Did
Kelly
you?
was fun,
Did you?
and it better damn be fun if it's going to be Christmas. Better,
Yeah,
damn
that's
be
the whole
fun.
point. It's a fucking holiday.
That's
like
right.
we do these holidays. We don't do these holidays. Like that's the Coldplay thing. It's like there's one fucking point to a holiday, like to lift your spirits and to encourage, camaraderie and just singing about like sadness. Fucking save it for Halloween. I don't know.
Save that shit for Veterans Day. How about that?
Yeah, come on.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Let's do this. All right. How about the next one?
Moving on, dude. Okay, so 18. This was bad. Sam Smith. Sam Smith, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. I'll let you take this.
All right. The song first appeared in Meet Me in St. Louis in 1944 with Judy Garland singing. Frank Sinatra also recorded a version with some changes in 1957, and Sam Smith tackled it in 2014. Listen, the first question that comes to mind after reading that is, why couldn't we have Judy Garland's version?
Why couldn't we have any fucking other version? This pissed me off. Really did, because I like this song. In fact, I teach it.
I love this song.
every year to students. I've played it at countless Christmas parties. It's a really, really good song.
I know.
So this song belongs on this list, but I fucking hate Sam Smith. Really do not like his voice at all. He just,
It's too.
how do you feel about it?
I don't hate Sam Smith. Actually, one of my favorite songs is the Sam Smith feature on the Disclosure song on their album Settle. Are you familiar?
Really? No.
It's a song called Latch. Seriously, check it out. Because remember, it's a Disclosure record, so it's just featuring Sam Smith. But it's like that particular track, Latch by Disclosure featuring Sam Smith. That's the way that that's the way his voice works for me.
Did he do better on that?
You just you just got to listen to it.
Because dude, he just drives me crazy. Like way too much unnecessary like inflection that he puts on things.
Correct.
And like the riffing. It's just like way too much of it. And
Yeah.
I mean, not that he's like not, he does pretty good at it, I guess, but like I don't like the tonality of his voice at all. Like on paper,
It sounds
it's probably good, but it just sounds forced. There's way too much of it. He sings around the note rather than just singing the fucking note. It sounds like he's doing a little solo the entire time.
yes.
You know?
And listen, I'm right there with you. And if you do too many of these scat run type things throughout a song, it's no longer a point of fascination.
Yeah.
When that's what you're doing through the entire
Every
song.
line.
And
Yeah.
that's what he's doing here.
And I just
And
thought
that
like
pisses me off. too.
I wrote down Sinatra's version should be on this. Or did Crosby have a version of this? I think he did. Pretty sure he did. I'm pretty sure Bing
Um,
Crosby has a version of this song.
Maybe,
Um,
but so and my wife forced me to listen to Judy Garland, who was
I'm happy
the
with
first
that
singer
too.
of it.
Yeah.
Her rendition of this was beautiful, I thought.
I'm all about it. Judy
Yeah.
Garland. Yeah. Why the fuck is Judy Garland's version not on this?
Because she smashes, dude.
Yeah,
she's
seriously.
really good. She's really, really good.
I like to think if this was like a panel that put this list together, then Judy Garland's version would be on this.
Well, I think the only reason why it appears on here, because remember, this is streamer data, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's recency bias.
Yeah. And you know what? To the Spotify users out there, shame on you. That's all I
Fucking
have to say.
Yeah,
Seriously.
shame on you. Go out and listen to Judy Garland's
Stream
version.
Judy Garland.
Wake up.
Yes.
Come on. Listen.
Bad.
Moving on.
on.
Yeah, because I'm not keeping him, and
Sorry.
you're not keeping me.
I didn't
I'm
make you to
keeping-
read that last one. I forgot to read the description, and what I was trying to have you offer your opinion on it, but I realized I forgot to read the description. That's my bad. So I'll read the description on this one.
Okay, go for it.
All right. Which is again a shitty one.
You're like forcing yourself into these Encyclopedia Britannica descriptions.
Yeah. All right. Number 17, Paul McCartney, Wonderful Christmas Time. Okay, and the description is you can't even make this shit up. The former Beatle recorded this holiday single entirely on his own and released it in, write this down, 1979. I know you don't like this song.
It's such a terrible description. No, that's actually not true.
I thought you said that last time.
Okay, so the downfall, and this is not a downfall for me, but I was tainted by this song because I was at the dentist last week, and I was talking with like the dental hygienist. She was cleaning my teeth, and she's cool. Like a lot of the girls that I go that do dental hygienist work there, they're big into music too, and they go to a lot of shows. And so I talk with them like all the time about like concerts that I've been to, concerts that they've been to.
Dude,
and
what dentist do you go to? That's pretty cool. I should
Craig Dental Center out in Waukee. And actually, one of the hygienists, like I've seen her at least 4 different shows because her husband's really into jam bands too. And so I see her, and it's fun whenever I see her next. I'm like, Jess, what's up? You know,
like, hey, can I show you something real quick on my teeth? Yeah. Concerned.
But when I was sitting there getting my teeth cleaned, we were talking about Christmas music because they've been playing Christmas music, and then those poor girls are just trapped in there. And Wonderful Christmas Time came on, and she and it wasn't Jess, it was Cassie. Cassie was literally like, if I fucking hear this song one more time. and she was telling me about how it's a race between all of them to like get, because it's just Pandora. And so when one song becomes too tiresome, they'll like race to either like thumbs down it or thumbs up it. And sometimes like if the wrong person gets to the computer first, they'll thumbs up a song that that the other people are pissed off about it. And so I was a little bit tainted because she was down on Wonderful Christmas Time. She was like, if I hear this song one more time, I'm just going to go postal. I don't think it was, listen, it wasn't that bad. But at the same time, when we're talking about former Beatles recording Christmas songs, the other former Beatle on this list and his Christmas song is just infinitely better than Wonderful Christmas Time.
Well, yeah, I mean, the chorus on this is just hopelessly catchy. Just simply having a wonderful Christmas time. It's a solid hook. I'm not gonna lie there. I can't help but think this would just be better without the weird synth delays. It just doesn't work for me. I'm like, well, why are you doing that? That's another thing where I feel like they were doing it just because they like had this technology and he hadn't maybe experimented with that much. And he's like, it would be super fun to put all these weird fucking delay synths on this song. It just doesn't work for me at all. It doesn't sound like a Christmas song during that section. Obviously, the chorus is a classic Christmas hook and it works there. But
there's also no modulation.
But you know what there is some sleigh bells.
Yes, a fuck ton of sleigh bells on top of that. It's a very new wave synth.
Yes, it's very new wave, but like not the good kind of new wave. You know, it's not like Talking Heads new wave. It's like,
well, but it kind of is though. It kind of is.
Yeah,
1979. That synth line was that was the jam, right? And it was actually, I would say, ahead of its time a little bit, because that sound came like full force in like 82, 83, 84.
Yeah, I don't know, but he just has this like pan delay thing that just doesn't work for me. I don't know.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Would you keep it on the list though?
I mean, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I would.
Because it does kind of make you smile.
I mean, I like the chorus.
Catchy as fuck.
Dude, yeah. It's
just so
like
catchy.
I literally wrote hopelessly catchy. What I mean is like you're hopeless to get this out of your head the rest of the day.
Yeah, you're fucked. You're fucked.
He did all of the backing vocals himself. I thought was kind of cool.
It is kind of cool.
Yeah,
it is cool.
I mean, I love Paul McCartney, so
I do too, and I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah, we'll keep it. The guitar playing was really good too. There's a sweet guitar solo on that.
Mm-hmm. I'm definitely keeping number 16 too, because number 16 is it. In some ways, to me, it's the quintessential Christmas song. Go figure, it's the fucking title of the song. Nat King Cole, the Christmas song. Merry Christmas to you. Also known as chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Or Merry Christmas to you.
Nipping at your toes.
Bob Wells and Mel Torme wrote the song in 1945. Shout out Mel Torme. Hell of a song you wrote there during a hot summer spell. And the Nat King Cole Trio first recorded in 1946. God damn. This guy's voice crushes.
Oh, God. This is like Nat King Cole. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
This is top notch. This is what I'm talking about when I say that I like the nostalgic sound.
Mhm.
There's not really big bandy, but it builds really nicely.
The strings. See, this one forgoes the big band for the orchestral strings.
But it also is like additioning, like so it starts off kind of strings
Mhm.
and stand-up bass and his voice. And there's some really, really quiet piano in there,
Oh.
but you can almost not hear it. But it's really, really nice. But then it adds. There's like all of a sudden there's like a harp glissando. You know what a glissando is?
Mhm.
Like, yeah. For those listeners who don't know, it's like where the harp goes like where they hit all the notes in the scale plus some extras. And then it builds. Like there's like a little solo section where there's an electric guitar jazz solo. Really, really nicely done.
Dude.
Really,
right?
really nicely done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote down this is one of the best on the list, hands down. This is one of my favorites. And the little Jingle Bells quote at the very end, you know, on the guitar. So it like ends and it's like, and then the guitar's like dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Which speaking of
in
snubs,
super
we'll get there.
sweet, like super sweet jazz, like just big, thick, hollow body kind of jazz guitar sound.
Oh yeah, that's what I love about a lot of the older tunes on this is the stand-up bass.
Absolutely.
So good.
Dude, it's wonderful. I wrote down on this song, and I feel like this sums it up for me. I feel like I could swim in his voice, and the strings are flawless.
Yeah, this is like
'Cause they are.
synonymous with Christmas music for me right
Yeah.
here. This one and a couple others that are on this list.
I'd move it up higher. I
feel like it's got to be like top 5. You know,
this is at least top 10 for me.
Yeah,
At least top 10 for me.
Yeah.
So, what do you think of the next one?
yeah. Okay, so moving on. 15 is "Driving Home for Christmas" by Chris Rea. Rea, do you know?
I have no clue.
Okay,
We can
so
call
I'm
it
gonna say
Rhea. Rhea?
Chris Rea.
Okay.
I went somewhere halfway between the two.
Tried to go halfway.
Yeah, I tried. Yeah. Orchestral, jovial, and old-fashioned. Ria's 1986 song regularly makes the top 40 in the UK, where it's considered one of the top holiday singles of all time. It appeared on the musician's album New Light Through Old Windows.
Do you think in Great Britain it wasn't until the 1980s that they decided that Christmas should have songs?
Yeah, they're like, we need to catch up with the US. We got to fucking start banging them out.
I mean, so many of these,
And
like,
some of these were kind of rushed through.
yeah, so many of these songs are kind of UK only, or at least UK exclusive.
And they're not stacking up. I got to be honest. The UK needs to fucking step up their game.
I agree.
I didn't love this song. I really don't like the guy's voice. I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's like Bruce Springsteen, but in a bad way. And
I think that's a much better compliment than what I would have given.
yeah, it's not. And I like Bruce Springsteen, but it's not good. It's like got this graveliness to it that maybe some people like. I think it sounds super cringeworthy and cheesy.
Yeah,
Not a fan at all.
I thought that his tone was just way too rough for a Christmas song.
Yeah, or I just didn't like it in general though. But I agree with what you're saying, absolutely. But I just mean in general, I didn't like his voice. Like I wouldn't listen to him at all. It sounded like elevator music to me too.
Yeah,
The chord progression.
I'm not gonna keep it.
Too many major 7 chords in a pop song doesn't work for me. I love major 7 chords. I love jazz, but in this context, it didn't work.
Yeah.
And like the one thing that pissed me off is there was like a bridge section where it went to like a guitar solo, or you thought it was going to be a fucking guitar solo, and he started one note and he played 2 notes, and then it went back to the fucking thing. He was like,
Gotcha.
and I was like, oh, dude, that tone is really nice. It sounded like Pat Metheny almost. And then he played one other note. He went, doo, and then it goes right back into the singing, and he just tricked you. So, I just
Classic honey dick.
fucking ruined it. He straight up honey dicked us. I'm taking it off the list. It's not going on any list for me,
Me neither.
except for the worst songs ever. Moving on.
Second entry, number 14 from
Yeah.
Mr. Bubbly. Michael Bublé. Holly Jolly Christmas. One of the best known renditions of this song is Burl Ives. Heard that name before. Contribution from the 1964 Christmas special Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Who's ever heard of that song? Have we heard of that song?
No,
Is that song on the list?
I don't think it is.
Motherfuckers. That shows up on the list at number 22, but Bublé made the classic his own in 2014. So
Wait, what
what they're
shows
talking
up on the list at number 20?
they're talking about Burl Ives showing up on the list at number 22,
but not with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer
not with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
at all. Yeah.
And Rudolph is not getting his. Spoiler alert. What'd you think about Holly Jolly?
I mean, I think it was great. I like Michael Bublé. It's his second entry, and I just wrote. It sounded more like Sinatra. I mean, it's good. There's no big bandiness for me, which with Michael Bublé, I want to hear those horns.
Wait a minute. Motherfucker.
What?
Yeah. It's literally the exact same song
As what?
as fucking Burl Ives. So this is so we talked about how Michael Bublé is the only artist that has multiple entries on this list.
Yeah.
It like literally just occurred to me that this is the only song that appears twice on this list.
This song is twice on this list.
Exactly. I literally just kind of did a double check and double ticked it. And yes, Burl Ives at number 22 is the Holly
Jolly Christmas. I didn't realize that either, man. How did that not?
I don't know how that didn't register with me either until right now.
So this is the only song that's on this list twice.
Which is dumb.
That is dumb. You should probably just have Burl Ives' version.
Yes.
And I like Michael Bublé, but
I like him too, and I like what he does, but I much prefer the Burl Ives version.
yeah.
And there's no way that there should be the same song on this list
Especially
twice.
when there's two other Bublé tunes.
Yeah, think.
Let's move on.
Let's move on.
Is this me?
Yeah.
Feliz Navidad, number 13, Jose Feliciano. Sung partially in Spanish, Feliciano's 1970 hit didn't hit the Billboard charts until over 2 days, two decades, different meaning there, after it was released in 70 in 1998. In 2017, it re-entered the charts. Weird. Landing at number 44. I wonder what happened in 2017. Did Taco Bell do a big promotion? Or Taco John's?
I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. God damn. Listen, this song.
Taco John.
This song crushes. And I don't
This
care.
song is dope. Yeah.
I don't care what you say. Like, this song is just, it doesn't get any more fun.
No, yeah, I love this. This is like one of my favorite ones to play at Christmas parties because I do that sometimes.
Yes.
I love the guy's voice, so great. Totally. To use Rex's, our friend of the show, Rex's words, earworm,
Yes.
big time.
Huge earworm. And this, if you listen to this song and don't smile, it's because you're a sociopath and we should probably lock you up in a cage because this song is just so much fun.
Yeah,
Just so much fun.
and I'm a sucker for the Latin horns on it,
Me too.
the trumpet,
Me too.
the harmonized guitar melodies that they had like panned left and right were really nice.
Yeah.
I'm all for this being on the list.
He just sounds like he's having a good time.
But I really can't not think of Taco John's.
By the way, and this song, remember, this is halfway through the list, right? This is number 13. And up until this point in time, with the exception of one other track, this was the only song that was written by the artist that recorded it.
Really?
Yes.
What was the one other?
Well, I don't really want to give it away.
Oh, because it's coming up?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
The one at the top of the list.
The very top.
The very top.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, I think we're pretty in sync on this one.
I think so too. And the next one we're going to be on sync on as well, because this is the only appearance from the fucking man that owns Christmas,
Bing fucking Crosby.
Bing Crosby. And
fucking B.
technically, this is Bing Crosby, John Scott Trotter and his orchestra, Ken Darby singers, and of course, the song is White Christmas. Originally performed in 1941 on Bing Crosby's NBC talk show, The Kraft Music Hall. The song went on to sell over 100 million copies and has an opening verse rarely heard that refers to An opening verse rarely heard that refers to being in the Beverly Hills, California sun. This song is spectacularly wonderful, and it, in my opinion, it should be higher.
Yeah, I mean, I wrote down this is the whole package.
Yeah.
As far as Christmas music for me, I literally wrote down here, this is maybe the most classic version of a Christmas song ever.
Yeah.
Like when I think Christmas music, I think Bing Crosby, and this is probably the best one. I mean, it's the name of the album. You know?
And by the way, Sam Smith, listen to this and take note, because Bing Crosby has a vibrato to his voice that is stunning, and it's additive. It is accretive, if you will, to the song, as opposed to constantly doing runs and playing around notes with every single thing that becomes a distraction.
As opposed to detrimental. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Take note, Sam Smith. You can sing good vibrato.
Yeah.
It's doable.
Yeah, because Bing Crosby absolutely crushes on this. Funny story, when I was a freshman in high school concert band, we were doing our winter concert. And of course, one of the songs that we were playing was White Christmas. And a senior in the band, so I'm a freshman in the band, a senior in the band, really, really funny guy by the name of Matt. The band director had gone in, he wrote up like the playlist on the chalkboard, and I think we were playing White Christmas like second or third out of 4 songs or something like that. And he went up there, like, as people were coming in, you know, people were getting out their horns and warming up, and behind White Christmas he wrote parenthetically the Ku Klux Klan theme.
Holy
song.
shit. Wow, you had a cool band director.
It was really the band director didn't do it.
That was
It was a senior. Yeah, he was a senior trumpet player in the band. He was a really, really funny guy, and that, like, every time I hear White Christmas, I fucking think about Matt Valentine writing that shit
that's
on the
funny,
chalkboard.
Matt. Thanks for doing that.
It's so ridiculous.
Matt should tune in.
So ridiculous. You should tune in.
Speaking of White Christmas, though,
yeah,
we're having one here, obviously, in Des Moines.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah. Fucking
for
those who are not in Des Moines, we had a
Christmas.
miserable. Yeah, it was just a terrible. Literally, I woke up this morning. Because my dog woke me up at like 4:30 in the morning. Mike was probably waking up and going for a walk or something.
Yes, I was actually.
But I went back to bed for another good 5-6 hours. No, I'm just joking about that. That's not the truth at all. But anyways, I woke up at 4 something in the morning, let my dog out, and I stepped outside for a few minutes because I was like, what the fuck? It was like 55 degrees.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And now it's about 10 or maybe 15.
No,
is it lower?
Yeah. With the wind chill, it feels below 0. It feels like 5 or 10.
It's below. Awful. And there's snow on the ground. Not a lot of snow, but there's some snow.
Yeah. We are both keeping White Christmas on the list.
We love we love this one.
Just get out of here. And I'm keeping the next one on the list too. Actually, from here on out, we got solid bangers.
We got keepers. Yeah, coming up here.
So number 11, John Lennon and Yoko Ono, the song Happy Christmas, Happy Xmas, War is Over. The melody for this anti-war holiday classic from 1971 is based on an 18th century ballad about a racehorse named Skewball.
I didn't know that, though.
I didn't.
At least
know
that was
either.
like an interesting factoid. The other ones have just been like, this was recorded by this person in this year. You know, at least that's like something that's not implied, you know.
This song smashes. It's so good.
I do think the like little Happy Christmas to the children thing in the beginning is a little cheesy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Happy Christmas, Julian. You know.
Well, it's like Happy Christmas, Coco. Happy Christmas, Julian. Like it is a little bit weird, but the song is beautiful.
But you know, it's a great song. I love this song. The crowd vocals are just a heartfelt sing along.
Yep.
I wrote down that I just want to get like at the end of the Grinch when they're just like all the Jim Carrey Grinch when they're all like just holding hands in a big circle. I want to get just a huge crowd and just hold hands and sing this song.
Yes.
The war is over.
Well, and that's the unique part about this, right? Is this is a Christmas song / like anti-war song crossover that is. It's really beautiful because at what point in time in the year could you possibly be more anti-war other than Christmas?
It feels triumphant, which is synonymous with the Christmas spirit, and
that's right.
More sleigh bells.
Absolutely.
Also, we're in there too. So that's another part of this formula.
I'm moving this guy up, and as I've already said, John beats Paul in the ex-Beatles Christmas Off.
And probably in a wrestling match.
Really? I don't know, dude. I might take
Paul's
Paul.
kind of thick, I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, because John's like spindly.
Yeah, but I feel like he would just sneak around and choke him out.
Mm.
You know?
He's got those long arms.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on. Okay, number 10 is Frank Sinatra's featuring the B. Swanson Quartet. Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow. And again, I get the good description. This song, penned during a heat wave, hit number 1 in 1946 with a recording by Vaughn Monroe.
Again, at least an interesting factoid that they
Yeah,
wrote this song during a heat wave.
Side note, yeah.
I mean, I don't know that that's any less interesting than Skew Ball.
Yeah,
Fucking
whatever.
racehorse. The song is fantastic, though. I'm a little bit surprised that we only get one Sinatra entry, although I can't say that's, Sinatra doesn't stick out in my head as a guy that recorded a ton of Christmas songs, but obviously with all of the Michael Bublé entries on this list, you have to, every time I hear Bublé, I think, man, this guy sounds a lot like Frank Sinatra. You know?
Definitely. The tonality is extremely similar.
Yeah.
But I love this one. It's just what I want. It's the big bandy, jazz, swingy feel. I love the walking bass line on it.
Yeah.
I love the horn hits. I love the muted trumpet that's there.
The muted trumpet's that's the banger.
Yeah.
That's the real banger.
Yeah. So, I mean, this one, Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow, is just one of those Christmas songs that you look forward to you actually look forward to hearing. you
Yeah.
know?
Absolutely. Every year I want to hear this.
Yeah.
Every year I want to hear this next song. Number 9. Band-Aid, supergroup Band-Aid, including the likes of Sting, George Michael. I want to say Elton John was part of Band-Aid. He was Bono was part of Band-Aid. Largely Bob Geldof.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so Bob
Who's
Geldof.
Bob Geldof from?
Well, he starred in Pink Floyd The Wall.
Okay.
He was Pink in the movie adaptation of Pink Floyd The Wall, but he was also an artist. Like he was a recording artist in another band, and I don't remember the name of the band off the top of my head. But the collection of artists Band-Aid, the song from 1984, Do They Know It's Christmas? This song was recorded in a single day in 1984 by a supergroup of largely British musicians to raise money for famine relief in Africa. It sold over 1 million copies in its first week of release, and the song's a jam.
Yeah, it had that same kind of 80s drum sound that
Yes.
Merry Christmas everyone had, but it was better.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I like this one. It's not one of my favorites. I would move it down quite
Really?
a bit. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah.
Would you?
But one cool thing is it did way better than they expected. It raised like over 8 million pounds,
I know.
which I don't know at the time, whatever the equivalent was in US dollars. And also it inspired We Are the World.
Yes.
Did you know that?
Yes.
Yeah. So that was pretty interesting.
It was a big.
The little synth line is like super good.
Yeah.
Like dun 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 dun
Yeah.
dun dun. Yeah.
That's what I mean, dude. Like when you think about the composite, like when you think about the individual parts of the song and how they fit together to make the whole, it's super, super compelling. And then when you start to try to pick out all of the voices that are in there and look at an exhaustive list of all the people that were in Band-Aid, it's a star-studded lineup
Yeah. Yeah.
of big voices.
I wouldn't take it off the list, but I would probably move it down just because there's tunes I like more, you know?
That's fair.
Like the Christmas song. Nat King Cole should be above this for me.
Yes. But I'm with you because I think you were the one that said Nat King Cole top 5, and I softened that a little bit by saying at least top 10. And yes, I would put Nat King Cole above this. I'm with you.
But yeah, we both like it.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 8 is Jingle Bell Rock. Here we get into the real classic ones. Bobby Helm, released in 1957. This song made early references to rock and roll, which was still a new form in that era, and references other popular songs like Rock Around the Clock.
So when I say sock hop rock,
This is what you're talking about?
bam.
Okay.
I mean, this is it, right?
Well, there's
because
a couple other ones, like the next song.
yes, like the next song. I mean, but when you hear one of these, I think it almost forces you to think about all the other ones that sound like this. For me on this one, I love Bobby Helms' voice, but the guitar tone
I was going to say the same
is
thing.
just so classic.
Dude,
it's classic.
Just the intro, the Down, 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 down. See, there's a
That's
reason we
right.
could both sing that.
I know,
because that's
I
just
know.
that's just such a good line.
It's just ingrained. But again, for me, it's the tone to the guitar.
The tone is like
too.
the twanginess, and it's like
Mhm.
trebly, but it's also the style. It's for me, it's the tone, but it's also the way that he plays, which is very limited. Especially once they start, it's like more like, jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell. It. Like he's very like spacey, and he just like
Yeah.
does these little hits.
Yeah. Well, because once the rest of the band comes in, once the bass and the drums come in after that initial guitar lick in the beginning,
Yeah.
then it really becomes more of that classic jazz guitar sound.
In like a song serving way.
That's right.
Like they're not there to be the,
They're hidden. Like that, because in jazz, the guitar is not a lead instrument.
It's a comp
It's-
instrument. Yeah.
That's right. It's a rhythm section instrument. It's supposed to complement the piano and what the bass is doing.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what it does in this song as soon as the bass and drums kick in.
But yeah,
So-
I love the song. Totally comfortable with it being top 10.
And I love it. I love it in the top 10, just like the next one.
Just like the next one, because the guitar is very similar on this one. You want to introduce this one?
Sure. So the next one, number 7, is by Brenda Lee, and it's Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. So same description. Rock and roll was still a new genre in 1958, which made the notion of rocking around the old family tree fairly inventive. By 2008, the song's 50th anniversary had sold over 25 million copies, and Brenda Lee's voice is so spectacular in this.
Yeah. And there's just, there's a reason why these songs that were recorded in the 50s and 60s are still being streamed today. And like something I have to say about like the number 1 song on this and a couple of other songs are that there's definitely like a bias.
Recency bias.
Yeah, that's exactly the way I didn't put it as eloquently. But that's the word I was looking for, was just the younger people being on streaming services in general. But there's a reason that these are being streamed as much as they are.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do like her voice a lot, but it kind of sounded like she had like a sore throat or something, like when she recorded this. And maybe we'll pull this up a little later. We can't play it now because we'll get taken off of YouTube. But maybe I'll show it to you later, and I'll point out to there's a couple spots where I'm like, it almost sounds like she has a sore throat. And I like her voice, but she has this like tonality to her voice in a couple parts where it sounds like she has a sore throat, like she's sick.
See, and there's a part of me that I kind of like. Especially a female vocalist that has kind of that
A raspy?
raspiness to them. Like I enjoyed that about Bonnie Raitt. I love how as Miley Cyrus continues to age and get older, like her voice just kind of gets shittier and shittier, but in a great way.
I watched the Very Murray Christmas last night.
Yeah.
You ever watch that?
No, I haven't.
And honestly, it was not great. It was okay. It was like it's like a lot of songs, a lot of singing, which I don't know why Bill Murray would do that, because it's not like Bill Murray's a singer,
No.
I mean, he actually sounds pretty good when he sings. But anyways, Miley Cyrus was on at the very end of it, and she did a version of Silent Night, and it was fucking great. I'm gonna be honest.
She smashes, dude.
She killed it. You should listen to that. Just if you can watch a clip of that, just YouTube Miley Cyrus Silent Night Murray Christmas. It's like a whole video. She did really, really nicely on it. She goes hard too.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. All right.
But yeah, we like this one. We're keeping it on.
Absolutely. And you should read the next one because the description is right up your alley.
Yeah, this is a me description. Okay, so Andy Williams, number 6. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Description, I shit you not, is this song was first recorded by Andy Williams in 1963. I have time to read that a few more times if you guys want.
If you didn't catch it, the song Andy Williams, Most Wonderful Time of the Year, and it was first recorded by Andy Williams in 1963.
Surprise.
This is a wonderful song, though.
Oh, God, yeah. It's the most wonderful song of the year. No, it's a great song. Definitely. It's another just iconic one for me.
Very
you know,
iconic.
Blazing, big band sound. I love all
Super
the flutes.
jazzy.
The woodwinds and the flutes.
Mhm.
It just sounds grand. It makes me think of spending Christmas in a big city,
Yeah.
which I like. I've always liked the idea of. I never really spent Christmas in New York City or something like that, and this makes me think of that.
His version of baritone, I love. Like the tonality of his voice is all there for me. It kind of reminded me a little bit of the Wall of Sound. Just the way that they had so many layers built in there, but I loved it as part of this.
But it didn't sound like contrived. It
No.
sounded natural. You know,
it sounded like a well thought out producer trying to create a vision of what he had in his head, not somebody that wanted to add shit because they thought it would sell records.
I agree. Yeah.
You know,
The one thing I have to say negatively, and it's not even negative, it's just a question, is the scary ghost stories line. Like, are they talking about? I was like, maybe they're talking about like Christmas Carol.
yes, I think that's exactly
but
what they're
maybe
talking
they
about.
just were trying to rhyme something, and that's what they came up with. Like I think on that line.
It's probably a combination of the two, right? They probably came up with the rhyme first, and then they were like, "No, really, there's that Dickens shit."
Because when I think Christmas, I don't think scary ghost stories.
No, I don't.
They're like scary ghost stories, and it's like, no, what? There's no. We don't tell scary ghost
Is this
stories.
Halloween
at
or is this Christmas?
Yeah. Right. So, but I love the song. I'm keeping it on. In fact, it could move up for me.
Yeah, it could probably move up for me too, and that's saying a lot because it's already at number 6. But
especially seeing what's coming next.
and that's the thing, right? So we're now into the top 5, and the top 5 get really interesting because we've been talking about recency bias a little bit with some of these other songs, and I think you're getting ready to catch a whole lot of recency bias.
Oh, catch it hard.
Because
Yeah.
at number 5, we got the Biebs, Justin Bieber, with his smash Christmas song Mistletoe, featured on the former Teen Dreams 2011. He's not a teen dream anymore. He's a 20-something dream. Featured on the former Teen Dreams 2011 album Under the Mistletoe, the song just missed the top 10 in the US, but did quite well elsewhere in the world. I had never heard this song before. And I mean, listen, it's like classic Justin Bieber. I'm assuming he has no tattoos when he records this song. And I mean, whatever. It's cool. It's fine. It's a Christmas song, and it's a well done Christmas song. It's not number 5 for me. I'll
Dude.
probably keep it, but it's gonna
Really?
be sub 20.
I really hate that this is on the list. I don't like it at all.
That's cool.
I don't want to hear shoddy in a Christmas song. the word shoddy, and that's in there all the time. It's like under the mistletoe, shoddy with you.
Oh,
and,
shoddy.
I don't even know if it's shoddy, whatever. He pronounces it shoddy.
Yeah, he does pronounce it shoddy.
It's shorty. I don't want to hear that in a fucking Christmas song.
I will say this: it kind of had like kind of a Jack Johnson type feel to me.
I was thinking Bruno Marsy, like some of like what's the song with Bruno Mars where he's like, I don't want to do anything today, just sit around in my birthday suit or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Well, it's exactly that. So,
okay, I
yeah.
believe you.
Today I don't feel like doing anything. You know that one?
No.
I just want to lay in my bed. Fantastic song. Bruno Mars is great, but this sounds like a Bruno Mars ripoff with terrible lyrics. I don't like it at all.
Are you kicking it off the list entirely?
Oh, entirely.
Okay.
It wouldn't be on my top 100 Christmas songs.
That's a bold move.
I'm not even like, oh, I hate Justin Bieber. Like there's some Justin Bieber has a couple of good songs, but this is bad in my opinion.
I would probably keep it on the list, but I would keep it really, really low as a modern take on a Christmas song that's not the worst thing going.
Yeah.
I'd
but
keep it
for
real
me,
low.
and I totally get that argument, but there's a couple other tunes on this that if I'm going to do a modern take, that I'd rather have. And we'll get into a couple of those.
Yeah.
But
What do you think about number 4?
number 4, is me?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 4 is Michael Bublé. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. His 3rd entry on this list. Impressive, if nothing else. Streamers just love their Bublé, whose music has a big orchestral retro feel. This is the first of 3 songs by the performer, with this tune coming from his 2011 Christmas album. So obviously they compiled this list from top to the
from
bottom.
the top to bottom.
But yeah, like they said, 3 songs. That's impressive,
I'm gonna take Bing Crosby.
100%. Yeah.
I'm gonna take
For
Bing.
the This List Sucks fans.
yeah, exactly. For the seasoned listeners.
But I do like the version. It's a good version. I like the string intro on it.
Bublé doesn't ever do anything bad.
He does every song justice that he covers.
That's right.
He's a consummate professional.
He's really good. And the way that they build that jazzy big band sound around him is great.
Yeah. I think he's super talented. But yeah, there's better, not better, but that I'm going to take that back entirely. It's a great version.
Yeah.
But there are more classic versions.
That's right.
What the word I was looking for was more classic.
For me with Christmas, I'm going to go back to the OG rather than the newfangled version.
Yeah.
And I'd rather take Bing's.
Maybe it's just, but maybe what it is that, like they said, retro, like maybe Michael Bublé is bringing these retro classic songs to a younger audience that maybe aren't otherwise going to be super exposed to it. So I don't hate him for it at all. In fact, I respect him super highly.
Absolutely.
And
but
the song should be on the list. The song should be on the list.
The song should be on the list, but kids, go out and just listen, just take a gander at the album, the entire album, White Christmas by Bing Crosby.
Listen to Bing, my man, Bing.
Yeah, because he jams. Number 3, This Is Mine, that I'm just completely booting off this list. Ariana Grande's Santa Tell Me. Grande, who co-wrote the song with Savan Kotecha and Ilya, first performed it in 2014 on a very Grammy Christmas special concert in Los Angeles, was aired on CBS. You're keeping this.
Well, I don't know that I'm going to keep it, but so I did write down, I honestly can't believe that this is so high. And I wrote down it's a byproduct of the streaming age and just the method of the production of this list, which is that it's just highest streams.
What was this song about for you?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, there, it almost felt kind of sexual at times.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. Is that what you were talking about? Yeah.
I wrote, so these are the last 3 things that I wrote. Is this a breakup song with Santa?
Yeah.
No, I don't think it was. Is this about sex as long as the guy sticks around? And Santa should know whether or not the guy's going to stick around, so she should give it up to him, maybe?
Yeah. Unnecessary. But for me, I would keep it on above Justin Bieber. I'll tell you that.
Really?
Yeah.
The weird sexual ambiguity is what makes it even more bizarre for me to fucking kick.
You don't
to the
want
curb.
Santa Baby on this list? That's not one of your snubs.
Actually, Santa Baby is one of my snubs. And I'm okay with that, Santa Baby.
Or I saw Mama kissing Santa Claus. Are we getting down that?
Yes.
I mean, she has a good voice. There's some impressive riffing on this, and she's a little more restrained. She has a Sam Smith level of riffing ability, but she's way more restrained. She doesn't do it every fucking time. She doesn't exercise that.
Listen, I like Ariana Grande as a singer. There's a couple of songs that she's released here in the past 2 or 3 years that are just nasty Rex Todd earworms for me, and I really, really love them. This one just didn't do it for me. There was nothing special about it.
I get it. I wouldn't have it on the list either. But there are several songs that I would rather have booted before this one. I will say that.
Listen, because I do want to jump into snubs because we can't
right now.
Yeah, well, no, not right now. Let's say what the top 2 are, because clearly the top 2 are. Listen, they're both fucking fantastic songs. I don't even necessarily disagree with their position, to be super honest with you.
Well, I don't agree with the number.
Go.
Well, we'll talk about it. I don't want to spoil or anything. Well, I do kind of want to do a spoiler because
spoil it.
I think that Santa Tell Me is like a more modern generation version of number 1.
Oh,
that's how I thought. I thought that's what it felt like to me, was that it's like the 2010s version of.
Okay, well then let's cut the suspense then. Number 2 is Last Christmas.
Last Christmas
by Wham.
Is this me or you?
Which is a smashing song. We don't even need to read it. Everybody knows Last Christmas. And if you don't know Last Christmas or anything about it, God, get out there and listen to Last Christmas because it's spectacular. I mean, it's
holy shit. Though we should say.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, we don't have to read the whole thing, but we should say that there are 1,200 interpretations of this track on Spotify. That's fucking nuts.
But that's how good that song is.
It's a great song. Wait, so is this written by Wham?
Yes.
Was it really?
Yes.
I didn't realize that.
Yes.
Holy shit. Yeah.
And
it makes me love it even more.
George Michael is George Michael was a super special voice.
Dude, I'm looking forward to getting to what's the George Michael record? I'm not.
Faith.
Wait, no.
Yeah.
The Wham record.
Well,
Make It Big.
Oh, Make It Big.
I'm looking forward to Faith is good, but I'm looking forward to getting to Make It Big. That's going to be on the Rolling Stones
I think
list.
both are going to be
Oh, for
on
sure,
the 500
for sure.
because Faith has to be on there, and fucking Faith bangs. George Michael is supremely talented. His voice on this is it's exactly what you want, right? It's the prime, it's the peak. You get that 80s retro vibe.
That dance synths in there and
but
stuff.
the good stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like the part of the 80s that doesn't make you cringe, that you really it's super nostalgic, and you love that part of the 80s.
Yeah.
And then number 1.
I like it. I would keep it.
Dude, if you didn't, we were gonna go to blows.
Oh God, you would win. Okay. Number 1. All I Want for Christmas Is You, Mariah Carey.
All I want for Christmas is you.
Co-written by Mariah Carey and Walter Afanasieff.
Well done.
And recorded by Carey in 1994. The song has charted every holiday season since its original release. The celebrity-packed video above was released last year in time for the song's 25th anniversary.
The song smashes.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good.
So I was talking with a fan of the show, my sister, and she actually did she kind of rabbit holed this song a little bit, and she was telling me that that when she recorded this song in 1994, which if you think Mariah Carey in 1994, Mariah Carey is pretty much at the peak. Right? At least really
She had
close
to be
to
like 21 or something, right?
Yeah, but you got to remember, her debut album was what? Nobody could believe what she was doing. She had that amazing range.
Yeah.
And so her boyfriend, maybe husband at the time, Tommy Mottola, that was running Sony Music, he basically shoves her into a studio in July, and he's like, "We're recording a Christmas album." And she goes, "Christmas album? What the fuck? Christmas album are for old people. I don't want to record a Christmas album." And he's like, "Listen, they set up a Christmas tree in the studio. They're like, we're recording a Christmas album." And he basically told her, "You got to go write a Christmas song." Apparently she wrote this in 15 or 20 minutes, just scribbled down some lyrics.
Dude, I'm super impressed by that.
Right. And now it's this is a song that everybody knows this song. And everybody knows this version of Mariah Carey, right? Because it was that just super young,
but high energy.
Yeah,
it's banger,
dude. Yeah. It crushes. And I'm actually, I understand why it's number 1. It's probably not my favorite Christmas song of all time, but I get why it's number 1.
Yeah, I kind of wrote something similar. I was like, this is fucking great. Her voice is ridiculous, well written. I don't know that it's the number 1 of all time, in my opinion, but it's on the list for sure.
What's missing on this list?
Yeah, that's what we need to talk about.
Yeah.
There are some notable snubs, just egregious snubs on this. For me, the biggest snub, because it's my personal favorite, this is close to my near and dear to my own heart. My favorite Christmas song is Mele Kalikimaka, and it's not on the list.
Kalikimaka is a thing to say.
There should be more Bing Crosby on this list, but I love that song in particular. I love Christmas Vacation, and I love the scene that it reminds
I love
the
it.
Pool scene.
Yes, I'm right there with you. And actually, Bing Crosby's White Christmas, I own it on vinyl. If you haven't listened to it, just listen to it and put it on. Put it on every Christmas, because the whole album's maybe 30 minutes long, and it gets you there. It gets you to Christmas.
I need to obtain that for sure.
You want to know? Okay, so a couple, right? For one, Have Yourself a Merry Christmas from Sam Smith needs to fuck off, because I believe that Burl Ives does a version of that song.
But also Bing Crosby does a version of it.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure. And Frank Sinatra does a version.
Sinatra does a version of it. I would probably take Bing.
Yeah.
I'd probably take Bing on that one. But
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. There's no Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
There's no Rudolph. There's no Frosty the Snowman.
There's no. And for me, how can you have a list of the greatest Christmas songs and not have Jingle Bells? Come on. It's probably the number 1 Christmas song of all time, right? I mean,
we talked about this before the show. My dark horse entry that has to be on this list for me. I'm going to kick off Shaky Stevens. I'm going to kick off at least 4 or 5 of these, so that I can add the Christmas song that It's not a Christmas song, but it's 100% a Christmas song.
Which one?
The theme from A Charlie Brown Christmas.
Oh, that is a Christmas song. Dun, 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 dun. That one?
No, not that one.
What's that? Christmas time is here. That's another snub, though. Sorry,
Yes.
you go ahead.
No. You're right. Christmas time is here is absolutely a snub. But what I was thinking about was the piano.
Oh, isn't that just the Peanuts theme song?
Well, no, it's not the Peanuts theme song necessarily, because they all I want to say that they only did that for
the Christmas.
special?
special?
For the Christmas special.
You could be right. Yeah, but that definitely feels Christmassy to me.
Super Christmas.
That's another one of those things that it's not necessarily content-wise Christmassy, but it feels Christmassy.
That's right. It makes me think of Christmas every time I hear it.
But you reminded me, how is Christmas time is here not on this? Christmas time is here.
And it's so beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful.
That's a hauntingly beautiful song.
Yeah.
There's no Silent Night,
no fucking Silent Night. Yeah.
which is criminal.
I think I hit the main ones I wanted to mention, but yeah, some serious snubs on this.
Yeah.
But the list is not terrible. It does suck. The list sucks. Don't get me wrong.
They all do.
They all do. Every fucking list.
They all do. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's that time of year to go out and listen to Christmas tunes. And so if you pull up this playlist on Spotify, there's a lot of bangers on here. There's a lot of good stuff. But
yeah, play it. Put it on the background.
Yeah, do it. But don't sleep on the classics. Don't sleep on the stuff that, listen, we sang growing up, right? Frosty the Snowman.
Don't sleep on Bing Crosby.
Jingle Bells, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah.
There's plenty of other stuff to help you get in the mood.
Yeah, agreed. But we love you. Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. And we're going to send you out with another rendition. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
This list sucks. This list sucks. This list really sucks.
Guitar.
Next year, you need not fear.
Smashes.
This list will still be here. Hey, this list sucks. This list sucks. This list really sucks. Come next year, one thing's clear is this list still will suck.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Bye.